have a feeling that I'm going to be facing a lot of demons today. I'm gonna get my float on. Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel for all things mommy, wife, and life. My name is Chessa. So as you can see from the title of the video, I'm going to do float therapy today like Stephen Curry and Harrison Barnes do to recover from all of their workouts. This is also like the thing off of Stranger Things where Elle lays down in that salt bath. So yeah, I'm probably going into the upside down, so if I don't come back, that's where I am. Send Hopper in after me, make sure I come back. Basically what float therapy is, it's also sensory deprivation, which they put you in, they lock you in a saltwater tank for 1 hour with no lights, no sound, just naked and afraid, me alone with my thoughts in a dark room. So the sensory deprivation tank is where they put in 1,000 pounds of Epsom salts into the water, makes you really buoyant, way more buoyant than the Dead Sea, so you can float effortlessly on top of the water without having to try. The water is heated to 93 degrees exactly, so it's the exact same temperature as your skin. So while you're laying in the water, your body, you kind of lose the sense of your body because you can't really determine where your skin ends and the water starts. That gives you like the illusion or the that you're floating through space, that kind of phenomena. It can sometimes trip you out and make you have some kind of hallucinations if you do it right, I guess. It's really, I think this originated in the 50s for people that had PTSD. So it's really supposed to be helpful and therapeutic for that. The salt is Epsom salt, so it's a man-made salt. It has a lot of magnesium in it. So the magnesium has a lot of different properties and benefits. The best way to absorb magnesium is through your skin. So it helps with sleep, helps with anxiety, helps with depression, muscle soreness, exercise performance. It even has benefits against type 2 diabetes. So I'm really excited to try this. I'm also a little nervous because you're in a tank basically that they close the top on you. You're obviously not locked in there, but it does close the top on you, which helps keep you warm, and it also helps from the light seeping through. But I'm kind of nervous that I'm going to be a little claustrophobic in there. I'm not usually afraid of the dark or enclosed spaces, but I have a feeling that I'm going to be facing a lot of demons today just because I'm not really sure what to expect, because everybody can have such a different experience. I'm literally looking at a screen at least 16 hours a day, which may sound excessive, but I mean, I work in an office and I'm always on my computer, and I also do social media marketing, so I'm on my phone a lot, and I also do YouTube. So even when I'm not at the office, I'm at home doing YouTube or doing something on my phone. So this is supposed to be a really good way to get away from it all, kind of hit the reset button. I really love me time, and I am excited to just spend an hour with myself. Is anyone else nervous for me? Because I'm nervous for me. Wish me luck. After you get all settled in, they set you to a room, and then they have you watch an informational video. They give you some herbal tea, and they just have you chill out for a little bit before your session starts. So here's the pod that I'm going to be in for the next hour. It looks very futuristic, almost like that movie like with Jennifer Lawrence and Chris Pratt, like The Passengers, where you're like in like a hypersleep forever. That's kind of what it reminds me of. And here is the shower that they want you to shower before and after, so that way you can get all of the gunk off of you before you get into the machine, so it's easier to clean. Here it is. Very exciting. Okay, so I'm getting ready to hop in. I'm gonna take a shower quick and set up my camera, and see you guys in there.
this is what it looks like when you're floating. I'm obviously going to turn the lights off, but I just wanted to give you an idea. So they kind of ease you into the whole process in the beginning by playing some really relaxing music and some lights. You can turn the lights off at any time, but I just wanted to give you guys an idea of what it looked like.
1 hour later.
That's pretty crazy. It was kind of hard for me to quiet my mind at first, but I feel like once I got into the zone, I was able to do like a body scan on myself. I didn't have any like psychedelic kind of hallucinations or anything like that. So, but maybe if I do it next time, I'll be able to quiet myself. It was hard. It was kind of hard for me to, I felt like I keep having like little bubbles that were like kind of forming on my back and then like coming to the surface, so there was kind of like tickling involved. So it was kind of hard for me to like not move around, and I think that that's kind of what got me out of the zone. Like you have to really, really stay still. So maybe if I do it another time, it'll be easier for me to like quiet my mind. And it was definitely an experience, and I'll definitely do it again. I think it's pretty cool. The filters are coming on. I guess I'm gonna shower and get ready. I tried to try it and it didn't really work out. So once you're done, they hook you up to an oxygen tank with aromatherapy scents. I'll show you what it looks like.
When you're done with your float session, they bring you into the recovery quote-unquote room where they hook you up to an oxygen tank full of different aromatherapies that you can choose from the oxygen bar is what they call it, and they give you some more herbal tea or some water, whichever you'd prefer. And then they have you, they have a bunch of different notebooks or coloring books. You can journal about your experience, which they really encourage you to do, or you can do some coloring just to kind of decompress and to kind of reintroduce yourself into the world.
So I just got done. As you can tell, I look amazing. My hair looks like a giant rat's nest. It's cool. One of the things I wish that they would have had in there was like brushes and, you know, something like next time bring a brush. If you're gonna go, make sure you bring a brush. It was a really cool experience. Nothing like I've ever experienced before. I mean, sometimes like, it was hard for me to kind of like quiet my mind and relax. I felt like a guided meditation would have been cool for like the first part of it. Maybe for like a 10-minute guided meditation just to kind of like relax your mind, relax your body, just to kind of, I think that would be really helpful like for first timers. Once you're like, you know, used to it, I think it would be easier. The staff there were like super sweet. They were very nice. They showed me where everything was, and you know, they explained everything really well. It was really cool that like you would just like sit down and then lay back and you're instantly floating. Like you didn't have to do any work to float. It was just really like calming. My mind was kind of playing tricks on me with light. I thought like I would open my eyes and I would think that like the light was seeping in, but actually light wasn't seeping in. Like I could put my hand in front of my face and I still couldn't see my hand, but it felt like there was still light. I think it was like my brain was taking the last time that it had light, and like it was like taking the memory from the last time I had light and then kind of making like kind of like pretending, like I don't know how to even say it, like it made me feel like it actually was around me, even though like it wasn't, because I could still not see my hand in front of my face, but I felt like the light was like coming up from the sides. It was really weird, but it was cool. I didn't have any like major trips except for that kind of thing, but it almost kind of felt like, you know, that feeling when something's like hovering over your face, like it kind of felt like that, because like when you got close to the wall, but then like I would put my hand out and like I actually wasn't close to the wall. So I don't know if that was my mind playing tricks on me again. And it was hard for me, like, when you did move around, like, because they said to just play with, like, the different arm positions, and I felt like my head was, like, a little heavy at times, so I had to, like, I did get the little, like, neck, like, dome head pillow thingy that they have for you, and I played with that for a little bit, just to kind of, like, see what felt, like, the best for me and my body. And I mean, it was still really cool. Like, I didn't turn on the lights because I didn't want to, like, derail, like, the progress I already made. But it was still hard for me to get super comfortable, just because, like, I felt like I was itching, because, like, I had, like, it felt like little bubbles were coming up, and, like, they were, like, making their way on my back and then, like, kind of floating off. So it was like when I felt that, I couldn't, like, fully relax, because, like, you know, I needed to itch, I needed to move, and then when you moved, like, the water felt warm when you put your arm down in it, or your, like, leg or, like, toes or whatever, but then when you pulled it back up, you were, like, chilly again. So, I mean, my mind was just, like, all over the place, so it was, and I was trying, like, hard not to think about anything that I had to do, like, any, like, you know, I'm planning for my daughter's birthday, so I tried not to think about that kind of stuff. And overall, it was a really cool experience. I do want to do it again. And at the end, they hooked me up to, like, an oxygen tank, which was really interesting. That had, like, it was an oxygen tank with, like, different essential oils that they pumped through it. And I forget what they told me it was, like, the benefits of it, but it was supposed to, like, help with, like, focus and stuff like that. But I'll have to do some research and see exactly, like, what and see exactly what the benefits were of that. But that was kind of cool. Like, I never saw anything like it. It kind of felt like I was in, like, the hospital. Yeah, it was neat.
Running on the red lights, the middle finger was a peace sign.